You're watching the award-winning GHS-TV, a nationally recognized student television station.
Hello, and welcome to GHS-TV's award-winning talk show, Crosstalk. I'm your host, Brandon Sewell. Each week, we take a look at different programs, events, and ideas that are going around in our communities. This week, we're exploring the benefits of a theater arts education. According to the American Alliance for Theater and Education, 93% of Americans believe the arts are essential to a complete education. Studies have shown that being involved in the theater improves academic performance, increases school attendance, and builds self-esteem. I myself am a theater student and have discovered some of these benefits firsthand. The Tech Academy at Theatre Memphis launched this year as a way to immerse teens in technical theater. Here to tell us more about this unique program is Becky Casperson, Director of Outreach and Education. Welcome to the show, Ms. Casperson.
Thank you so much.
So the Tech Academy started just this year. How did the idea come about?
Well, it's actually been on my mind for quite a long time. Memphis is an amazing city for fine arts. We have lots of great performers, we have lots of great musicians, but what we've always been lacking in is people in the technical theater. And when COVID hit, we lost a lot more of the people that did technical theater here in town. They went to work for FedEx or Amazon because there really wasn't any performing going on. So now we have a huge gap in the technical theater world here in Memphis, and we don't seem to be able to attract people in this career to stay in Memphis, and those that actually are from Memphis have gone elsewhere and done big, amazing things. So we've decided we have to grow our own. So we've decided, we started the Tech Academy. It's for ages 13 to 19. It's a free mentorship program for anybody that's interested in technical theater. And technical theater would be lighting, sound, scenic design, technical direction, which is like the carpentry, the building the side of things, house management, stage management, wigs and makeup and costumes, and I feel like I've forgotten one. But yeah, so that's how it came about. We have a shortage here in town, and not a lot of high schoolers know that this is a viable career choice.
Well, what have the teens been doing so far, and what all will they be doing throughout the year?
So we kicked off on August 29th, so it is really very fresh. I thought I was going to have an entire year to sort of figure out what this group was going to do, and it took off really very quickly. We have over 60 kids on the roster right now. Right now we are touring all the facilities in town. So a couple weeks ago we toured Crosstown Theater. We went there, toured the backstage, got to meet the technical director there. He gave a big overview of lighting. So they got a little bit of the vocabulary and the world of lighting. And they've had tours of Theatre Memphis, so they've seen what a proscenium theater looks like, and going to Crosstown, they got to see what a concert theater looks like. And we're going to be doing the same thing with Playhouse and Hattiloo and the Orpheum coming up consecutively in the next couple of months. So they'll be touring facilities, they'll be meeting people at all of these facilities and taking workshops along the way. Just 2 days ago, last Saturday, we went to the university, and the university threw us sort of a workshop soiree where our students could choose one of 4 workshops to take. They got a tour of the theater, took a workshop with hands-on training, and then they threw us a pizza party. So there's a lot that we do, and getting involved is people are allowed to get involved any way that makes sense for them. So if they can just come to workshops, great. If workshops aren't their thing and they want a hands-on experience, we can make that happen for them too.
Well, what do you think are the benefits to a tech theater education?
The technical world, now when I got my degree 30 years ago, it strictly was you did theater, you did concerts, or you did film. The technical world now, with social media and the fact that our world has become such a visual world, it's a much larger world than it used to be. So there's so many more opportunities. So for instance, this last weekend we were talking to one of the girls who was interested in costuming, and she said, but I just don't, can you make a living doing costumes in theater? Yes, you can, but here's all the different things you can do with costuming too. We have friends that work in the film industry. We have friends that are now personal dressers for people in Hollywood. They work on commercials, because you don't think about the fact that when you see a commercial, there's actually a costume designer who has costumed what that person is going to wear on stage. There are people that are buyers for big names like Ralph Lauren. Their background is in costuming, but they know everything about fabric, and now they buy for Ralph Lauren. So it's really huge. It feels like a very small niche thing, but it's much more useful on the wider market than it used to be.
Well, given what you said, how would you like to see education and opportunities for tech theater expand?
So I really feel like high school kids know what's going on. They've got their pulse on what's happening. One of the things with our tech program is this mentorship where kids are getting ownership and they're getting agency within a show much sooner than they would. The very first time I got to design a show or do anything, it was in college. And we want to give those high school kids the chance to do this so that when they get to college, they're like, yes, this is a viable option for me. And I would like to see high school kids get more of an opportunity with that.
Well, are there any other outreach programs that Theatre Memphis provides?
So in order for us to have this tech program, we also had to have more opportunities for our tech kids to actually get to tech. And we realized after talking to our guinea pig group that some of them thought going from workshops into doing one of our main stage performances was too big of a leap, because you're working with adults and the production value is so big and so huge. So we've also instituted some youth programs which piggyback onto shows that are in our season. So for instance, at the end of our season, we're doing Mary Poppins Jr. We're doing Mary Poppins. They're going to leave the Mary Poppins set up for us, and 2 weeks later, we're going to do Mary Poppins Jr. And that is going to be a show that is completely cast and run by 13 to 19-year-olds. The only adult involved will be myself and the director and our choreography and our music director. Everyone else that's involved will be between the ages of 13 and 19.
Well, speaking of Mary Poppins, the season is packed with exciting plays and musicals. So what are you personally most excited about?
Most excited about The Play That Goes Wrong. That is the show it opens up in March. We will be the regional premiere for that show. And I saw it on Broadway, I guess it was about 5 years ago. And it was honestly the funniest thing I have seen in my adult life in theater. And since I've been in theater for 35 years, we're talking a lot. It's, without giving anything away, the set is a character on its own and has bits of acting that it does itself. So that is the one I'm most excited about.
Well, lastly, is there anything you would like to say to those interested in becoming experienced in tech theater? I
would say, during this time, during your formative years, 13 to 19, when you actually have time to volunteer and see what you're interested in. What we have at the Tech Academy is we have kids that come in and they're like, backstage really feels like it's for me, but I'm not quite sure what I'm interested in. Great, we'll put you backstage on a show and you can actually watch everything that's going on and say, maybe spots is what I want to do, or maybe stage management is what I want to do, or oh my gosh, I'm all about costumes now, this is what I want to do. But you may not know what you want to do unless you volunteer and actually get involved and see all of the opportunities that are available to you.
Well, thank you so much for joining me, Ms. Capperson.
Thank you so much for having me.
For more information on the Tech Academy, visit theatrememphis.org. Up next, we have high school programs. What are they doing to lay the foundation for a possible career in theater? You're watching Crosstalk on GHS-TV.
45 years ago, the Poplar Pike Playhouse came into existence under the direction of Frank Bluestein. And over the years, his reputation and the reputation of the program grew, and so students from the community just clamored to be a part of this program.
God bless us, everyone!
A student comes into Germantown High School that's interested in theater. They're going to start an introduction to theater. You get a great overview of what theater is. And then, if you want to continue in our program, then you have a choice of taking 2 other classes. You can take either acting or tech theater. That is very hands-on, and the students will learn a lot about set building, lighting design, sound design.
Something that's very unique about PPP is that the students do everything here. We do the lights, we do the set, we do the acting, we do the dancing. Everything you see backstage and on stage, a student is doing it. It is completely student ran.
The Popular Pike Playhouse has definitely still grown my love for theater.
We want to do great work, and we really want this to be an experience for students that they will hold on to for the rest of their lives, and that they will take the things that they learned into their lives and help shape them into really productive citizens.
Everybody, 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 cut, foot loose.
The orchestra program at Germantown High School is now in its 7th year.
An orchestra, I guess, physically is composed of a lot of different people. Sometimes you'll have chamber orchestras that are maybe only 4 people, and then other times you'll have a 100-piece orchestra. But ours is kind of an in-between. It's maybe like 20 or so, I'd say. But it still takes every player to understand how to perform a piece.
We now have 2 groups, 2 distinct classes, one of an intermediate level and one that's quite advanced, and they play music that is at the level of almost any other high school in the area.
I think Germantown High School's arts program wouldn't be the same without the orchestra, because without it we lose a more classical sound. We lose that kind of warm wooden sound. And not only that, but we lose some fun people that are in the orchestra program.
They're practicing, they're listening to each other, they're cooperating, they're all working toward a similar goal.
It's very fun and exciting, especially when playing in concerts. That level of competition almost, it's just invigorating.
They're able to enhance their own love for playing, for ensemble, for performing. So I believe that certainly if they stick with it, they will really love what they're doing.
For more information about the Kappa program, visit ghskappa.com or call 755-7775. You're watching the award-winning GHS-TV, a nationally recognized student television station.
Welcome back to Crosstalk. The Popular Pike Playhouse here at Germantown is getting ready to open Brothers Grimm Spectacular-thon on December 1st. It's the first production under new theater director, Chad Hoy. He joins me now. Mr. Hoy, thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure.
So, you have been a theater educator for years now, teaching at Bolton High prior to teaching here at GHS. What benefits have you seen come with the theater education?
You know, I've seen a lot of benefits come with theater education. One of the main benefits is it gives students confidence. You know, the challenge is getting in front of people and having to perform and be somebody that you're not. And to get up in front of the class, in front of any class, really, like whether you're doing an English class, is a challenge for a lot of students. So you learn the skills in theater class with theater education, how to be a better presenter and a better performer.
Well, when teaching students about theater, what is necessary for them to learn?
You gotta have good focus, you gotta have the desire to want to be a presenter, a performer. You know, not everybody who takes a theater class is going to pursue theater education or acting. I understand that. But, you know, the hope is that they get something out of it that makes them more comfortable with being themselves in front of an audience or a group of people.
Well, Mr. Hoy, in a widespread community, what do you think are the benefits of theater?
I think the benefits are endless, they're boundless. You know, in the community, in our community, we have so much great theater. First of all, we have theaters like Playhouse on the Square, Theatre Memphis, Germantown Community Theater. I could keep on going, Hattie Lou. We have just some great places that people should go to experience the art of theater. And I see it as escapism for people. You know, we all have so much going on in our lives, and there's so much going on in the world, really. And theater, for our community, allows people 2 hours, let's just say 2 hours, to get outside of whatever's going on in the world or their lives and just experience a good story. And I think that's important. I think that's healthy.
Well, piggybacking off that same question, what do you think are the benefits of theater participation?
You know, the benefits of theater participation are, you know, becoming, I don't want to say a better you, but a more confident you. I am a pretty shy person by nature. I am not the most, I'm not the best at starting conversations and things like that, but theater has benefited me so much in my life to make me more comfortable in my own skin, to where I can communicate with people and present and put on when and how I need to. And it's made me more confident in my ability to talk with people and things like that, whether it's in the classroom or with family, friends, or people that I've never met before. It just makes me more comfortable with who I am and my personality.
Well, what would you recommend be done to expand theater into schools that may not have the luxury of having a program?
You know, any school can participate in theater in some way. Every school has an English department. Every school, all the English departments, they may study Romeo and Juliet or Macbeth or something like that. You know, Shakespeare. I am a huge fan of Shakespeare. And so if we can just get that as a major focus in the classroom, and even allow the use of like auditoriums to allow kids in English class to present monologues from the plays or scenes, or to study the plays and whatever. That can be done in any English classroom. Even if the school doesn't have a theater department, I think the benefits for studying theater there are a ton of benefits, and they're very important.
Well, Mr. Hoy, how important are the arts to you, and what do they mean to you?
The arts are so important to me. I fell in love with theater in high school. That's where I got really involved in it. I'd started right before I began high school in a local children's theater in the community. It's not around anymore, but you know, theater became my safe space, became my safe place in high school, and it really just made me confident and stronger in who I was. And I also did choir. I also did, I tried to learn some instruments. The arts, I think, are so important for anybody. You know, whether you plan on pursuing the arts as a career or not, that's not what it's about. It makes you more well-rounded. It'll make you a better reader. It'll make you a better presenter. It'll make you a better communicator. It'll allow you to touch into your creative side and maybe learn something about yourself that you didn't know about yourself, whether it's with the visual arts or with music or with theater.
Well, here at GHS, what classes are offered for those who are interested in theater?
We start with Introduction to Theater, and then from there you have Acting 1, then you go to Tech Theater, and then beyond that we also have speech and oral communication. We offer that as well. And then if you're involved in the play productions, you can also join the production class and be involved in GHS-TV and the play and help out behind the scenes or on stage, however you are involved in that aspect, in that capacity.
Well, this December, the PPP is putting on the stage the play Brothers Grimm Spectacular-thon. What are you most excited about for audiences?
I'm pumped about this play. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. You know, the cast is doing a great job. They're funny. They seem excited about the production, which brings an energy in the department, which, you know, we want. I'm really excited for people to see, of course, all of the students acting in the production and the talents and the abilities that they have. But also, it's just a really funny script. And it takes all the normal fairy tales that we know by the Brothers Grimm and puts kind of a modern spin on it and kind of almost makes fun of some of these fairy tales. And there's participation involved in it, which audiences love. It's just silly and stupid, and I'm all about silly and stupid. And so that's the reason I picked this play, and I think that I hope that the name Brothers Grimm attracts audiences, and I think once they get in, they won't get what they're expecting, and that's a good thing.
Well, how do you think this play will affect those who come to see it?
I think it'll just give them a sense of relief. Hopefully they'll just get some laughs for the evening, and I hope they see how much work our department has put into the production, with the people behind the scenes working on the set, with the costumes and the props, and of course the actors on stage, all the hours that everybody has put into memorizing their lines, to creating characters, to just giving it their all. I really hope the audiences see how much effort and care went into this production.
Well, lastly, is there anything else you would like to say about the upcoming productions here at GHS?
We have a musical coming up in the spring that I'm very excited about. We're going to be participating in the High School Musical Theater Awards, and I think it's going to be a very exciting time. I think that it's going to be, whatever the musical is, I think it's going to be something that people really enjoy. And I'm excited to see what happens with it. And that's going to be coming up at the end of March and beginning of April.
Well, thank you so much, Mr. Hoy. I really enjoyed our conversation.
Thank you so much, Brandon. I appreciate it.
The Brothers Grimm Spectacular-thon runs December 1st through the 11th at the Poplar Pike Playhouse. Get tickets by going to ppp.org or calling 755-7775. Once again, I want to thank today's guests for giving us a deeper understanding of the theater arts. For more information on our programming, please check us out on the web at GHS-TV.org, where we are streaming live 24 hours a day. You can also check us out on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. I'm Brandon Sewell. From all of us here at GHS-TV, thank you for watching Crosstalk, and I hope to see you again.